it on the left hand side. Pass the touch it on the left hand side.
So I've arrived at Hyde Park. You can see it in the background. This is a very well-to-do area of London. A little bit out of place, me being a little Yorkshire lad. But yeah, really lovely place, massive park. Never run here actually, never ever even ran in this park before, I think. So it should be interesting, first time for me today. Beautiful weather, perfect at the moment. Hopefully it doesn't get any warmer than this. It's not by any means warm, but it's just about perfect. So I'm going to find a toilet now and get ready for this 5k. I forgot to mention it's a 5k by the way. Yeah, get ready for this race. Way early today. Don't know what's wrong with me. I've got an hour before race start, but I do need to pick up my race pack and everything, so I can take it nice and easy for once. No rushing around, nice and steady, and you know, feel quite relaxed going into this, which is different from what I normally do. Today goals, well, I'm going to have my camera, so that probably means that I might not get a PB, but I'll go for it anyway. Try and get some good footage. I thought because I've not run here before and it's such a lovely park, why not try and get some footage as I run. So far that's, as you know, had really mixed results because I can't keep the camera steady. But we'll give it a go and maybe do some editing this time and get you a video worth watching, shall I? And hopefully get decent time. I've got, oh, I've not even mentioned the shoes. Yeah, I've got my Cielo X1 2.0s on again because I want to test them over a fast 5k circuit, which I think it is today. So there you are, there's the shoes. And yeah, let's see how it goes, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. So just a quick interlude. Behind me is the Serpentine. You've probably heard of that. They do a lot of swimming competitions, races here. Something I'll never do. Terrible swimming. But yeah, it's an incredible stretch of water, and it's very windy. I've just realised all of a sudden. You can see in the background, I think you see the umbrellas moving around there. It's much more windy than I thought it would be, which is never a good thing when you're running, I don't think. It's very blustery. It's not necessarily going in one direction at the moment. But anyway, we'll see how it goes today, and yeah, just thought I'd give you a little picture of how beautiful it is here. I'll see you later. Bye. So I think in the distance there you can see the race finish, which I'm guessing is also the race start, because it's one loop for 5k, 2 loops for 10k of this park apparently. Although on the map it did seem like a bit of a complicated loop, not like a circular loop, but one that kind of twists back on yourself, which would be interesting. But yeah, I can see a few people congregating over there, so I think I'm going the right way. It's a beautiful day actually. It's just whether that wind picks up or not. It seems to die down a bit further away from the Serpentine I've got. But yeah, it is a beautiful day. I can't wish for more lovely weather than this, to be honest. I've got lucky today on Mother's Day. So all you mothers out there, I'm wishing you a very happy Mother's Day from Runnable Ed. And this one's for you today. I'm going to do it my best for all you mothers out there. I'll see you later. Bye bye. So this race is organised by One in the Park. I've not actually run with them before, but they've got an interesting goal with which to plant 5,000 trees by the end of the year. So they use the money they make from this, obviously, to help organise the race, but also to plant trees.
You have just arrived. Registration is underneath the gazebos. We are trying to get more followers today, so if you are on your phone still, jump onto Instagram, follow us
I
on.
think they're trying to have a drive of get followers. So on Instagram, one in the park, if you search for them, follow them. It's a really nice idea. Trying to give a bit back from the money they make from these races. So why not follow them? There you go. It says finish. That's also the start. And that's where I get my number and the backdrop. All very easy today. Start is at the same place as the finish. Great. Well, let me get organised and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.
Achievement. Is anyone doing their first 5k today?
Which one do you want to
Yes!
listen to this?
Well done, guys. So thanks again for coming today. We really appreciate you coming along. We do plant a tree for everybody that comes to the race, so well done. You've all planted a tree today, which is amazing. We're going to get going in a couple of moments, so if you guys walk up to the start of the funnel.
Yeah.
We might get a picture of you all looking pretty mean and ready to race. Pack in tight, guys. That's it, thank you. Get a bit of cheer then. Fire it up a bit. Okay, I think we're ready to go, Masha. You good?
Second, please.
So the lead bike for you guys in the front is in the purple top. You should see it just rolling up there on the mountain bike. Good to go. All right, we're going to do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off you go, guys. Good luck.
Right, so I won the race. So I won the 5k, and here's my medal, just to prove it. Well, I didn't prove anything, but I won it. You can see in a bit when I post the results. Great race, kind of weird circuit. I thought it'd be one big loop of Hyde Park, but it was like twisting and turning all over the place. You can see from the Strava map, it's a very weird course, but actually got PB. So Hoka Cielo X1 2.0, another PB, and I smashed my 5k PB. 16:43 I got, and that's the first time under 17 minutes, so absolutely delighted. And it's kind of made me, you know, even more realize that this is the fast shoe. It's an absolute banger of a shoe, as some might say. See there, I mixed Joanna and Oasis together. I bet that's never been done before. But anyway, I'm absolutely delighted. Yeah, these are some shoes actually. A few of the reviewers said that they thought this was you know, for longer races like the half marathon. I don't agree. I think this is a fast shoe, really good for your 5-10Ks, and as I've proven recently, good for the longer distances as well. 20 miles I ran in it, and it was really nice shoe. This is a really versatile racing shoe that you can use for all distances. If you're like me and land on your forefoot on the lateral side, it's an amazing shoe because you land, and then because of the cutout on the other side, it forces you to toe off your big toe, and it's very efficient the way it does it. It kind of caves in a little bit so that you land and then you toe off on just where your toe is. So it's a really well designed shoe for people like me, not for other people, I'm afraid. Not for you, Paul, and not for some of you other heel strikers or midfoot strikers. This is a really fantastic shoe if you're landing sort of midfoot to forefoot, but you're kind of love those aggressive style rockers that throw you forward. It was windy here today as well, so I'm feeling I can go quicker, even quicker than that. You know, I need to pick a course next time that's just one big loop. Maybe they do every Friday, last Friday of the month, they do that course here, I think, in Hyde Park. It's a great place to run, but I just feel like this course wasn't the quickest today, and I can go quicker. But I shouldn't be selfish, shouldn't be greedy, and just enjoy the moment. I absolutely loved it today, really well organised. They're planting a tree for everyone who took part today. So yeah, I'll give the details of this, Instagram details of this race organisation at the end of the video, because I think we should embrace it. Actually, they seem like they're doing a really good job. It's very low key, but absolutely well organised, and really nice atmosphere to this race. Really well marshalled. I nearly caught the bike. The guy on the bike was struggling to keep ahead of me, which I thought was quite funny. He was laughing about it as well. So, but anyway, brilliant day. I've got to get back now for Mother's Day. My wife is coming back from Australia from a work trip today, so I need to get the house nice and clean for when she gets back, or I'm in trouble, big trouble. Regardless of how well I've done today, that will matter for nothing if that house is a mess. So, you know who the boss is. I'm off. See you later. For all you people, enjoy Mother's Day today. Remember what your mother went through to bring you into this world. She deserves everything what she gets today, you know. Treat her like an absolute queen. And I'll see you later with that. Bye bye. is Ed from Runnable. Hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. Here in the UK, we've finally got some sunshine and it's absolutely gorgeous out there. Perfect day for running. And that's what I did today. I ran a 5K race in Hyde Park. Fantastic park, for those who don't know, in London, a very affluent area in the centre of London, near Paddington, near Kensington, you know, very rich part of London, but the park itself is absolutely fantastic. Perfect for running. Although today's course was a bit bewildering, to be honest, but I had a bike in front of me that kept me honest and kept me on track, which was great. But I want to do a race review of this shoe, the Hoka Cielo X1 2.0, in an official 5K race. Now, I've used this in a park run and I ran a good time of 17:13 in my local Oak Hill Park run. But I was keen to see how this would perform on a more official race, one where I'm having to do less overtaking of people towards the end of the race. So one where I can get a proper flow in this shoe, because I think this shoe is all about flow. It's all about bounding along. And the good news is, and particularly good news for people like you, David, and you like John, both from Australia, I think, yeah, that you bought this shoe and it's a fast shoe. I mean, today I absolutely smashed my PB. My PB before today was at Battersea Park, 17:04 in the Metaspeed Edge Paris Asics Super Racing shoe. Today I ran 16:43, first time under 17 in this shoe, the Hoka Cielo X1 2.0. So this shoe has now become my number one 5K racing shoe. Last week I smashed my 20-mile record in this shoe by 6 minutes. I think I got 2 hours 7. My previous best was 2:13. So that's two massive PBs in this shoe. So I know I'm getting near the marathon and I know I'm getting fitter, but still this shoe is really complementing the way I run. So why is it complementing the way I run? So first and foremost, it's a very nice bouncy midsole that allows me to bound along, which is something I like to do. So I'm somewhere in between a bounder and a cadence runner, but this helps me improve my cadence but also lengthen my stride, which is a kind of winning combination, right? It's also really good for if you're landing somewhere around here, because if you land here, and because of this medial cutout, you land here further up and you slightly go this way and you toe off from your big toe. So it's very efficient for me as someone who lands here on the forefoot. So all in all, this shoe is kind of designed for runners like me, someone who lands here and likes to toe off, you know, and likes a bit of toe spring and likes a really early stage rocker. So Hoka have really smashed it out of the park for people like me with this shoe. I understand this is not a shoe for everyone. People who land further back, they're going to have this problem where when they pronate, because this gives way a little bit because of this cutout, they're going to get this instability because of the cutout. And you heel strikers, you've got this big cavern here which splays, particularly if you're a heavier runner, will splay and suck the living daylights out of your run. But for people like me, forefoot runners or even midfoot runners who miss this gap completely, this is an absolute 5K weapon. Now, I've heard lots of reviewers saying this is purely a half marathon shoe. Well, maybe for them, but I'm telling you now, if you land somewhere around here or even here, or maybe even slightly further back, this is an absolute weapon of a shoe at 5K. It's a banger, as Joanna would say, literally a banger. And I know, funnily enough, Joanna didn't like this shoe, and I think it's because he lands here, right? So don't write this shoe off just because you've heard some people say it's not a good shoe. It all depends on how you land. So if you're like me, you're a forefoot runner, lander even, somebody who likes to bound but also has a reasonably quick cadence, it's going to be an absolute fantastic shoe for your shorter distances as well. Now, what helps also is how cushioned this is. You know, so you've got the race legal 40mm stack here, and you've got, I think it's 7mm drop, so you've got a good 33mm in the forefoot. But because of this area here, which is even higher, which is even bigger stack, which is somewhere in, you know, 46, 47, you've got an amazing amount of cushion in this shoe that keeps you bouncing along. This Peba foam, this blue area in particular, is so soft and bouncy. You can't help but bound in this shoe. And like I said, the early stage rocker really helps you transition through your stride onto your toes, and you get a decent toe spring. It's not like Metaspeed, Sky or Edge Paris kind of toe spring, but it's pretty good. But the geometry of this shoe means that, for me anyway, I can run even faster in this shoe than I can in those shoes. Now the race itself, one race in the park, I think it was called, that is a really nice idea that every runner that races with them, they plant a tree. So some of the proceeds of what you pay, and it's not the most expensive of races, you know, somewhere around £26 for 5 or 10k, which is reasonable. I mean, it's not amazing, but reasonable. But at least some of that money goes towards a good cause, planting trees. It's really well organised. There was a nice vibe to it. It wasn't full of like club runners, so it had that more relaxed atmosphere. And yeah, and it, I did really well today because I wasn't expecting necessarily to have an amazing race. Previous night I'd been out drinking heavily at an 80s night, and just shows you all that carbs you get from beer can actually help. And yeah, so you know, I wasn't expecting a lot this morning. Woke up quite tired, but it was kind of nice because I just thought, right, just go for it. No expectations. I also had something else in my mind. Unfortunately, my mum passed away 11 years ago, and it's something that obviously for those of us that have lost their mothers, and days like Mother's Day, you know, it feels particularly hard because all the memories come flooding back, and you start to miss them a lot. And you know, my mum was, as you might expect, I have a lot of fond memories, and she brought me up the right way. She brought me up to embrace and respect people, and try and be kind to people, and be less self-interested and more about kindness. And and in that race today, I definitely was thinking about her a lot. And to be quite honest with you, no one was going to beat me today. No one was going to beat me. As soon as I hit the front, and it was early on, I've got some race footage. She was in my mind, and I was like, I ain't going to lose. This is for you, Mum. You know, I'm a bit teary at the moment, but just thinking about her. But for all you people out there that have lost your mums, just keep thinking of them. Keep them existing in your lives through your memories and thoughts, and think how wonderful it was to have such an amazing person to bring you up. But that's all I'll say on the matter. I don't want to get in the way of this review. But so today was quite an emotional day for me, and the race panned out thankfully in my favour today. And I haven't got a lot more else to say. I'm a bit kind of emotional and a bit bewildered really of what's happened today. It's a huge PB, 16:43. I didn't expect that. I looked in the rankings of in the Power of 10 rankings for races of people in my age group, and that's put me right up at sort of like 4 or 5 in the UK rankings for 5k now. So it's made me really think about I should enter some shorter distance masters races for my club. So I'll have a think about entering some of those. I never actually thought this was ever going to be possible, given my lack of background from running and my accident and injuries. So but shoes like this help, right? They're not the be all and end all. would have got a good time in another shoe today, but I think this really suits me. And for those of you that have bought this shoe and you're a 4-foot striker like me, you're in for some fun times. You really are. It's such a lightweight shoe at 219 grams, I think, in 9.5. Fits rather well. The upper's really super. You know, I didn't feel it at all. It's quite narrowish toe box, but it's got that kind of nice race fit without being too oppressive on your feet. Lockdown was amazing, and all in all, I just can't really fault it. I mean, the grip was fine as well. It wasn't particularly challenging today. There was a lot of cornering actually. It was weird because when I went into this race, I was thinking it's just going to be one big loop of Hyde Park. So every Friday at the end of the month, they do these races where they run around Hyde Park. It's one big loop, and you get some incredibly fast times. Well, today I was expecting that. I didn't look at the course details, and it was all over the place. I was going back on myself, doing mini loops, lots of cornering and turning in this shoe, and it did actually really well for me. Didn't have any problems whatsoever. Much better than the Endorphin Elite 2. I think even though this foam is soft, it's nowhere near as soft as that shoe or the Adidas Pro 4. So when I'm turning, I actually don't feel like I'm going all over the place in this shoe. I appreciate if you're landing around here, that's a different matter. So all in all, very effective shoe for 5k, 10k, half marathon, and it's definitely becoming almost undroppable. It's your Harry Kane of shoes, right? Harry Kane will never get dropped for England, even if he goes through a goal drought. He'll still be there when he's 90. And this is becoming my Harry Kane of my running shoe. Is this now undroppable for the marathon? Who knows? It could be. And with that, I'll say goodbye. I'm very emotional, but happy. And enjoy Mother's Day, everyone. And just take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.